Let me tell you the process of this comparison. First I have tried to take all sorts of pictures with a model, a human object, and then I took photos of outdoor landscapes under bright daylight and indoor low light photos. Yeah, I haven't forgotten about the selfie cam. And if you have any questions and if you wanna request any other camera comparison video, then please make a comment and let me know. On the left, it's OnePlus 8 Pro. This one got a Sony IMX586 48 megapixel sensor for its ultra-wide lens. You must understand that there are many smartphones including OnePlus 8 and OnePlus Nord uses this sensor as a main sensor. In the middle, it's iPhone 11 Pro. This one got a 12 megapixel sensor underneath that ultra-wide lens. On the right, that's our Redmi 10X 5G, which comes with the smallest ultra-wide sensor among these three. It's a 8 megapixel sensor for ultra-wide shots. I feel it's a little sarcastic choice because in ultra-wide shots you need to grab more. Why these brands provide smaller sensor for ultra-wide shots? Who knows? Anyway, yes, these images were taken under bright daylight and a light source behind the model. And I'm not surprised to see the performance of OnePlus 8 Pro. I didn't expect a lot from Redmi 10X 5G, but iPhone 11 Pro really failed to brighten up the focus object, failed to find correct exposure. OnePlus 8 Pro not only brightened up the image, it also took good care of background. Well-lit areas of this picture is not even a little overexposed. In terms of details and sharpness, iPhone 11 Pro image comes close, however OnePlus 8 Pro actually produced an almost perfect image. OnePlus 8 Pro continued to produce better image. These pictures were taken with main sensors of these smartphones. OnePlus 8 Pro comes with Sony IMX689 48 megapixel sensor, iPhone 11 Pro comes with a 12 megapixel main sensor, and Redmi 10X 5G comes with a OV48B OmniVision sensor. This is a tendency of Redmi stock camera. Redmi K30 Pro, Xiaomi Mi 10 Youth, Redmi 10X 5G and a few other Redmi smartphones have this issue. Overexposed background, saturated color tone, lower contrast with higher brightness. Other than white balance, every other aspect shows that this is a mid-range smartphone. But before you get to any verdict, I would say please wait and watch through this video. At a glance, iPhone 11 Pro image looks like it has wider dynamic range. Also, color grading and skin tone is better along with higher details. However, exposure is still not as good as it should be, failed to brighten up the focus object. Finally, OnePlus 8 Pro produced an almost perfect image. Yeah, almost, because look at that awful white balance. It tried to beautify the sky with blue tint and in the process the whole image lost the perfect touch. OnePlus 8 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro both have this random white balance issue. However, this isn't a big issue if pictures are taken under soft and good lighting condition. Now you can see the difference. Redmi 10X 5G doesn't have a telephoto lens. It uses the main sensor to take an image and digitally crops in the middle to create 2x digital zoom image. iPhone 11 Pro, again, yeah, there is another 12 megapixel sensor for its 2x telephoto shots. OnePlus 8 Pro comes with 8 megapixel sensor under its 3x telephoto lens. iPhone 11 Pro continues to produce darker image with higher details. Redmi 10X 5G again produced an image with overexposed, almost washed out background. However, let me tell you the truth. If you ask me, I would choose that Redmi 10X image cause I found that Karina, the model, looks way better in this picture. Even color grading is really good. Skin tone is a bit saturated, however not too much. OnePlus 8 Pro image with white balance and saturation issue, doesn't look any good. I have tried to take a lot of pictures to eliminate any random issues. However, it seems like all three smartphones are very consistent in performance. I mean, if there is anything negative, then you will find it on all images, almost all images. And similarly, the positives always stays there. Redmi 10X 5G continued to overexpose and that results washed out background, brighter skin tone. In terms of details, iPhone 11 Pro is the best. Also, if you manually select focus object, it has better exposure and for sure iPhone 11 Pro dynamic range is higher than the other two. OnePlus 8 Pro continued to have white balance issue. However, once again, proved to be the better one with correct skin tone and better contrast ratio. Yes, ambience and midtones are also better on OnePlus 8 Pro. Yeah, when I've checked these portrait pictures on my computer, I just said no, this can't be right. But this is right. You may ask what happened to OnePlus 8 Pro. Not once, I have taken more than 10 photos and all of those pictures have the same dark tone. It's because of harsh direct lighting to the lens. Actually, all of the three smartphones suffered a bit, but OnePlus 8 Pro totally failed to recover. The moment I have switched to portrait mode, OnePlus 8 Pro started to behave differently. It produced darker images with white balance and saturation issues. Edge detection and bokeh effect is as good as a flagship, but that's ruined by other negative attributes. Redmi 10X 5G surprised me with its creamy bokeh effect and edge detection. However, if you spend a few extra seconds to compare between the image in the middle and the image on the right, then you will get the differences. Yes, iPhone 11 Pro also have white balance issues, but with perfect contrast ratio, awesome bokeh effect, more details and sharpness, iPhone 11 Pro produces images that is more than lucrative. iPhone 11 Pro and OnePlus 8 Pro can take true portraits with their telephoto lens, but as Redmi 10X 5G can't do that, I didn't add those in this comparison. From outdoor to indoor, OnePlus 8 Pro produced images with better exposure. Brightness and contrast ratio is also very good. However, white balance, color rendition and details, none of these are as good as it should be. Rather, Redmi 10X 5G did a bit better with more details, correct white balance, true to life skin tone. iPhone 11 Pro saturated the images and kept that dark tone. White balance of iPhone 11 Pro is also not correct. Yes, iPhone 11 Pro images are lucrative, but Redmi 10X 5G images are close to reality. Now, it is very difficult to choose the best indoor portrait. Truly, a lot depends on personal preference. Of course, we can select the depth effect on all of these smartphones, but I took these images, the portrait images in stock mode without changing anything. iPhone 11 Pro color rendition is better and images depicts correct skin tone. Redmi 10X 5G has higher brightness but lower contrast ratio. That's the reason why background looks brighter but the model looks a little bit dark than usual. Even if OnePlus 8 Pro images are a bit exposed than reality, I would select OnePlus 8 Pro indoor portraits. I know a lot of people would say that iPhone 11 Pro has more details and portrays reality, but as I have mentioned earlier, when it goes down to personal preferences, then yeah, it's different. One thing I must mention, after that poor outdoor performance of Redmi 10X 5G, I have never thought that Redmi 10X 5G could perform this good in indoor environment. I'm impressed. Outdoor ultra-wide, and yes, as usual, OnePlus 8 Pro tried to make the blue sky more blue, and in the process white balance of the whole image has changed. iPhone 11 Pro with higher dynamic range, better color grading, more details in the shadows produced the best images. Redmi 10X 5G with overexposure, increased brightness and a bit saturation reminds us that almost all the Redmi devices have similar trends. I am surprised to see that in terms of details and sharpness, OnePlus 8 Pro and Redmi 10X 5G fought neck and neck with iPhone 11 Pro. It was a wonderful day and I was really interested to see how the main sensors of these three smartphones perform. And things are really almost the same without much of a difference. It's similar between ultra-wide and main sensor. Yes, this time details and sharpness is better on iPhone 11 Pro. White balance issue on OnePlus 8 Pro continues but less than those ultra-wide pictures. Redmi 10X 5G also have that white balance issue on main sensor under harsh sunlight. When I check the sky color rendition of all these smartphones, I find big differences. Not only that, the structure and buildings at the background have difference in color grading. Yes, iPhone 11 Pro image is a bit saturated, however, considering all other positive traits, I would go with iPhone 11 Pro. Yeah, some of the subscribers and viewers requested for more indoor photos. And after snapping a few ultra-wide and main sensor photos, I found that yes, all of these three generates images with different white balance and color tone. And among these three, iPhone 11 Pro color reproduction is very different than the other two smartphones in ultra-wide and main sensor photos. Amazingly, Redmi 10X 5G has more consistent color grade in all different conditions, indoor soft and low light conditions. OnePlus 8 Pro bumps up and down. Saturation and white balance issue comes and goes, which makes life difficult under different lighting conditions. The same thing would fit for iPhone 11 Pro, but surprisingly, iPhone 11 Pro color tone kept cool. Once again, it is really amazing that how Redmi 10X 5G constantly reproduced colors that is almost close to reality. Before we check video quality, I wanted to check a portrait shot without any human object. Yes, this is a Hirsch test cause edge detection of that flower bouquet is very difficult. iPhone 11 Pro usually fails and failed again. OnePlus 8 Pro and Redmi 10X 5G did better in edge detection, and Redmi 10X 5G image is the best among these three because it has true to life color tone, better depth effect, and exposure through the image is the same. Also, background color did not get changed. Time for selfie and selfie portrait. This time I'm going to leave these images unmarked. I wanna know whether you can pick the right pictures or not. Want some hints? Okay, OnePlus 8 Pro saturated the images, Redmi 10X 5G tried to add beauty effect to my face and the skin tone, and iPhone 11 Pro gone a little darker than usual. Also, I'm not surprised to see that iPhone 11 Pro failed to detect edges correctly in portrait mode. Now, don't forget to make a comment and let me know which selfie and selfie portraits are taken with Redmi 10X 5G. Now, these videos were recorded at 1080p 30 frames per second. I did not try to hold the smartphones cautiously. I was carelessly holding the extended stick where I have attached all of these three smartphones. Redmi 10X 5G doesn't have optical image stabilization. Other two smartphones got OIS. I have said many times that iPhone 11 Pro is the best for video recording. Here you can see that there is a clear difference. Check the sky, check exposure, and yeah, in terms of details and sharpness, once again iPhone 11 Pro is the winner without any hesitation. A few people may bring the price issue, and yeah, if we take the price into consideration, then it may sound different. Another 4K 30 frames per second, and yeah, this time these videos were recorded outside. As Redmi 10X 5G doesn't have OIS, I have tried to work cautiously, and I'm surprised to see the result. I mean, look at this, Redmi 10X 5G can also record almost smooth 4K videos. Have you noticed that color tone is different between 1080p and 4K? However, OnePlus 8 Pro did the worst. These 4K 30 frames per second videos recorded in indoor lighting condition. Check carefully how exposure and color grading changes on Redmi 10X 5G based on ambient light condition and colors. Yes, Redmi 10X 5G did great to stabilize the video. However, if you check carefully, then you can see jelly effect at the background. OnePlus 8 Pro has good stabilization and details. Most importantly, color grading and white balance kept the same throughout the video. Anyway, what do you think about these three smartphones? I'm not gonna give any verdict because I have already given my verdict through this video. I wanna know your verdict. Please don't forget to make a comment, and if you have liked this video, then please click on the like button and please subscribe to this channel.
Start to sail along these ocean waves. Nobody knows how to find us. It's turning out to be a perfect day. I just wanna leave our normal lives behind us.